say a few words as the sponsor. And Hannah Lewis and Catherine Tulip as presenters. Thank you. Stephanie.
Hello, I'm Steph Wilson and I'm sponsoring Seeds for Change. And the reason I'm sponsoring it is because it is a very worthwhile, well-established, not-for-profit organisation. And they have spent several years working in other parts of the country, and now we want to work in Blackbird Leys and want to train volunteers to look at civic situations and communities where there may be difficulties, whether it's work or whether it's finding ways of managing. And the way they look at it is by finding maybe simple things that people could do, not necessarily complicated things. And they call communities together and they suggest ideas and they listen and they work at the grassroots.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for sponsoring us. My name's Catherine Tulip. This is my colleague Hannah Lewis. We're from Seeds for Change, which is a not-for-profit training organisation based here in Oxford. I really want to thank you for inviting us here so that we can explain to you a little bit about our community skills sharing project. The aims of the project are briefly to encourage the creation of a network of people who feel confident and have the ability to train others or to share with other people the skills that they have. And we're interested in doing this within a community like Blackbird Leys because we feel that what's needed is the building of resilience within communities like Blackbird Leys and the building of people feeling empowered to share skills with each other and build their lives. We're particularly concerned at the moment about the economic impact of cuts and so on, and also the impending impact of climate change and what that may do. So the building of resilient communities. Behind me you'll see some slides. Some of them show the work that we do in our workshops. Others show the area in which we're planning to work, and some others the kind of workshops that we imagine that people will run within their own community. We'll tell you a little bit more about the project itself in a minute, but I just want to explain what Seeds for Change does and how it works with different communities. Our work is to help people get engaged actively in what's going on in the world with social change issues. We work with grassroots groups and help them develop skills to really make social change happen, whatever that social change issue is for that group. I'll give you an example of a group that we've worked with over the past few years, which was a group of local residents who lived near Heathrow Airport and really wanted to fight against the building of the third runway at the airport. These were local residents who imagined that their homes were going to be demolished and that their community was going to be destroyed. And they didn't really know how they could oppose that. And we helped them develop campaign skills, ways to take action together, how to develop a stronger group, how to work in alliance with other people campaigning on aviation and climate change issues, and to help them develop a strategy, so a campaigning or action strategy, so that they could really make a difference. And with our help over time, those campaigners who lived in that village and other campaigners against the airport managed to persuade the government last year to cancel the third runway. So Hannah's going to tell you a bit more now about the project.
Okay, so now let's turn our attention to the project which we're asking you to fund tonight. So in order to give you a sense of the community development project, I'd like you to imagine that this meeting here now is actually a meeting of residents in an economically deprived area of Oxford, say for example Blackbird Leys. So imagine that 1 in 3 people in this room here now are either unemployed or on a low income. Imagine that Catherine and I have come to visit you in some of your community groups. So maybe parent and toddlers group, maybe an over 50s club, or maybe the local residents association. And we've asked you which practical skills you would like to develop in your community. Which skills do you want to learn? So imagine that you told us that the 3 key skills that you'd like to develop are, say, learning a bit more about car mechanics, learning how to refashion clothes, learning how to grow food. And I'd love to see a show of hands if there's anyone in the room now who'd actually like to learn any of those skills. Does anyone in this room want to know what's under the bonnet of their car, how to grow carrots, how to sew a hem on their skirt? Okay, so there's a hands up, thank you. Put your hands down. So now I'd like to know, do we have those skills in this room now to actually skill up? Does anyone in this room know a little bit about car mechanics, or has grown food before, or could actually use a sewing machine? Loads of us actually in here, thank you. So those people who've just put their hands up now, I've got some news for you. Your community here tonight would like to learn some skills that you have. Okay, so we'd like to invite about 20 of you, say, to join our Skillshare project. So what's in it for you? Well, you'd learn how to share your skills, you'd meet new people, and lost as well. So you meet new people, learn new skills, and it's a very empowering process because you would help to develop a stronger community where you live. We're running out of time. Yeah, okay. So what we would do is we would support you. We know how people learn. So we'd teach you how people learn. And we'd teach you to run workshops. We'd work with you to develop a year-long plan for yourself in how you're going to continue to share your skills. And for example, we might work with you to run a fun, local, one-day Skillshare project in the community where you live. Maybe I'll just finish off then. Okay, so this is, we're in a time of economic austerity. This is a very important time for... I was thinking what I was going to say.
Well done, thank you very much.
All right.
Well, I think you've got the picture now. You have 6 minutes to ask questions, clarify ideas about... Yes, thank you.
Were you going to say an important time for community?
I was going to say it's an important time for economically deprived communities to build their resilience, and it's an important time for communities to bond, and this project would really support